most gurus actually struggle to answer all their students' questions. There's like a reason why people don't do live Zoom calls with their students. And what they do is they do live sessions where students can go ahead and type up their answers, and they could just skip people's questions that they can't answer. The reason why this monthly group coaching session is so powerful is because I'm put in a room with 15 plus students, and I'm giving each student a turn, and they're asking me questions, and I'm having to come up with answers and give them the solution on the spot with 10 plus other students waiting for their turn. And that's exactly why these live monthly coaching sessions are so powerful. So I definitely wanted to go ahead and release this because there's lots of value, and I'm pretty happy because by the end of the session I was able to exhaust every single person's question, and this is exactly what we do every single week. So you definitely want to go ahead and watch this free live monthly coaching session that I'm going to give to you guys that is a part of our program. If you guys want to join it, just click the links below. You'll be able to figure it out and go ahead and apply to see if you'll be accepted into our program. We only work with a limited amount of people, so we don't want to accept just anybody. Here's the weekly live coaching sessions.
Hi, Andy. Hi, everyone.
What's up, Andy?
Whoa, good massive turnout today. All right. Give me a sec. Let me change my webcam as well. Awesome. Welcome to the program, guys. Welcome to the core. We're going to be doing this twice a week, every second week. So I'm very excited to do this. We have a bunch of new students, so welcome everyone. And this is going to be the second core for May. So let's start with Ishan. Ishan, you can unmute your mic.
Hey guys, I just joined yesterday, so thank you for having me here. Super pumped and super excited to gain a lot of knowledge and really move my dropshipping business ahead. Thank you.
Awesome. I'm glad to hear that. Do you have any questions about the program or anything at all?
Yeah. So I had a discovery call yesterday with Tamron. So that really got me super excited about the program. Yesterday I asked one question because I haven't watched the complete program yet. Actually I live in India, so I don't have a huge budget, to test many products and take that kind of risk, because there's a lot of financial instability going on here right now. So I was watching some YouTube video, and that person suggested that instead of Instagram influencers, we should go for YouTube influencers, because a lot of the YouTube influencers, they work on a commission base, and you just have to send them the product and an affiliate link, and it could work wonders for you. So I wanted to ask, does this strategy work, or is it BS?
Got it. So the strategy that I go with is we go straight to Facebook ads.
Yeah.
Now, if your budget is under $30 per day, you can't afford to spend $30 per day on Facebook ads, then I definitely recommend looking for organic strategy. You definitely don't want to go with influencers because you're spending money and there isn't a guarantee of results. So you want to look for organic strategies such as Etsy, eBay, reaching out to sort of smaller influencers that would do a shout out completely for free for a free product. So if you can't afford $30 a day, then look for free organic strategies to save up the funds to go straight into Facebook ads.
Understood.
Awesome.
Thank you, Andy.
You're welcome. Santiago.
Hello, Andy. I have a question
Hey,
about... Yeah, how are you? About Facebook page, because yesterday I got the notification that my page quality is available, and I have 3.0. So it's kind of average page quality, but anyway, what's happened with that? Should we create another backup Facebook page or something like that? Because if it drops below 2, the cost per ad or per click or per impression or something, it's going to increase. So what are your thoughts on that?
Got it. So a score of 3 is actually pretty healthy. That's not too bad. When it starts getting bad is when your score gets below 1.7. So for now, you should just keep doing what you're doing. But eventually, as you scale further and you're doing multiple $1,000 a day consistently, you definitely want to diversify pages, have fan pages. basically also do better customer service, change the setting on your pages, and we go over all that in depth in the business program as well. We actually help students scale with multiple different pages.
Perfect. Thank you.
Awesome. Next person, Stefan.
So my thing, so I've been following the course to a T pretty much. So I did the mindset last week, and I finished like putting my store together. But now I'm on like the product research, and I'm on that module now. So my question is, so when I'm finding products, I notice like the shipping times are more expensive than normal. So like, how are you like pricing the products? So you know what I mean, with the shipping times the shipping prices are like $15 on some products, and the product might cost $7 or $8. So how are you going about that?
Got it. So are you talking about AliExpress?
Yes.
So most of the time, AliExpress shipping is anywhere from 50 cents to $3. Now, if there's a supplier shipping costs $15, that's just way too expensive. You need to find a different supplier. You know, I've been through hundreds of AliExpress products, and majority of them have shipping costs under $5. So I think you've sort of picked the wrong supplier. And if it's that expensive because it's like FedEx or DHL for like faster shipping, you definitely want to just stick with ePacket and AliExpress standard shipping, which does take 2 to 6 weeks time, but it does the job.
Okay, that's pretty much. Since I'm kind of new still, I don't really have that many questions. That was really the only question about the product. So,
Andy,
Awesome.
can I
Keep it up.
interrupt for a second?
Yes.
Yeah, so actually, again, this is all over YouTube. Most of the gurus that I used to watch, almost all of them are suggesting that you don't go for e-packet shipping right now because it is getting stuck in China for weeks. So do you have any comments on that?
The comment is, no, a lot of my students and me personally, we're doing ePacket, we're doing AliExpress standard shipping. And yes, the shipping times are a bit longer, but it's still pretty much 2 to 6 weeks in length. It's not being extended to 6 to 10 weeks because of the virus. It's pretty much the same.
Okay, understood. Thank you.
Awesome.
thank you.
Next person is, you're welcome, Stefan. Alex.
Thank you. Hey everyone,
Yes, I can hear you
it's good
now.
to see all you guys. And it's funny because that was my exact question right there that you just answered was, you know, do I ship ePacket? Because I've been trying out ePacket, AliExpress, UniExpress, but you just answered my question, Andy, so thank you.
Awesome. Do you have any other questions, Alex?
Yeah, so when customers ask questions about shipping times, do you have like a template of what we can send them? Because I've had some customers who, you know, tell me that their package hasn't arrived yet, and I've sent them, you know, just the basics, like telling them, oh, you know, we're experiencing shipping delays due to the coronavirus, and most of them have understood, but some of them want refunds. You know, if they want refunds, just refund them. And they just keep sending them emails. But I was wondering if you have any like template emails that maybe we could try.
Yeah, so if you go to week 8 and go to the customer service module, you have my whole customer service template. That's like over 10 pages long. There's question and replies for like hundreds of questions. So that's inside the program.
Okay, week 8. I'll check it out. Thank you.
Awesome. Next is Shelby.
Hi, so I've just joined this program on Monday. Really excited to get started. Yep. And a little bit about myself. I'm based in Melbourne. I only started Shopify a month ago and didn't really get great result from it. So I've got 2 questions here. Hope that's okay. I couldn't find it anywhere else. Yep. So the first one is about Google Voice Call. Are we supposed to get a VPN for it? Because apparently it's only available for those in the United States. How do you guys go about that?
Got it. So to answer that question, 1, you definitely don't want to get a voice number when you're first getting started. It's not too important. That's something you want to do later down the road. 2, if you're from Australia, you want to go ahead and look for a different voice service. So what I'll Google is virtual voice number in Australia. And then you'll pay anywhere from like $5 to $10 a month, and you will have a free number that redirects to your personal number or redirects to like a leave message inbox where you can just listen online the messages people are sending, and it sort of just adds authority to you when you have a sort of phone number in your website. But that's definitely something that you want to do later down the road.
Got it. Thank you. The second one is about PayPal hold. So previously I've made some sales, but all of it is still on hold in my PayPal business account. Do I have to upload any tracking number to make sure they remove the hold before like 21 days, or do I have to wait for 21 days for the to get the money out?
Got it. So I think this one is regarding to new beginner, you just created your PayPal account, PayPal holds your funds. So yes, one, you want to upload tracking. I think in the emails they send you, they recommend that. So you want to go ahead and do that. Two, just wait the 21 days. And I think those are the two things you can do. And I think the third thing is sometimes PayPal ask for some extra information, ask for your business number, ask for your address, ask for your, personal details, or ask for an ID. Give them whatever they request.
Okay, so if I upload the tracking number, is it possible for me to get the money out earlier than the 21 day, or do I still have to wait?
If you upload your tracking number, you still have to wait for the tracking to say that the product has arrived for the money to come back in. Now, after probably you sort of have your PayPal account 2 to 3+ months old, then all these issues would disappear. As you get more and more orders, you'll find that the newer incoming orders will have no hold and you can withdraw straight away. All the initial transactions for your brand new PayPal account will be held.
Okay, so this is just like beginners' problems.
Correct. This is PayPal's way of verifying new users.
Got it. All right. Thank you.
You're welcome. Next person is Joseph.
Hey, Andy. How's it going?
Pretty good, man. Pretty good. How are you?
Very good. Thanks for asking. Just one of my questions. For my site, let's just say I've got roughly around about 20 orders. I've got 10 of those that have been flagged as like a high risk sort of order. I understand the protocol behind that. Obviously, I've created the template and sent them an email regarding proving their identity and all the rest of it. But should I hold the money or should I refund it? Only because I've got quite a large amount. Like, will that affect my shop in total?
It won't affect your shop if you're holding a bunch of money and you're not shipping it out. Yes, okay. Customers are going to be receiving their products later because you're not fulfilling it straight away. But that's sort of why you send an email out to them. Two, getting a bunch of fraud orders, that's, I think, a pattern and trend a lot of people and students are currently going through. I think right now Facebook is going through a hotspot of like a bunch of people getting fraud orders for whatever reason. So it's pretty normal. Follow the protocols and you'll be good to go.
Okay, not a problem. Now, if they don't respond, I've sent out emails, they don't respond, I quite simply just hold on and I don't fulfill, correct?
Awesome. So there's two options. There's option one where you could go ahead and just refund it, give them their money back and, forget about that customer. Two, hold on to their money. And when you hold on to the money, two things would happen. Yep. One, they'll either dispute it and just accept the dispute and give their money back. And two, they forget about the order and now you got an extra, $30 they could use for ad spend.
Okay, beautiful. Thank you very much.
Awesome. Next person is Daniel.
Can you hear me, Andy?
I can hear you loud and clear.
All right. So my question is, what if customers, because I had like 2 or 3 of them, they always send email to you regarding their orders. Like they're like, oh, can I have my tracking number? When's gonna arrive and everything like that. Every time I go to the basics, I say like, oh, it's gonna take 8 to 20 days for your shipping to come and whatever. And let's say a week pass or something like that. The viruses, it delays like orders, something that we can control. I say I can control that. Sometimes they hold it, and because we dispatch it like 2 to 3 days, and everything else is to the postal office, right? So what do you do with these customers?
Got it. So is the question you don't know how to reply to them when they ask for tracking numbers or ask for updates? What's the main issue?
The main issue is they always reply with something else.
Got it. And what is that something else?
It's like if I give them the track number, or they say maybe sometimes they say they can't track it, but then I send like literally everything, like it's in the email, but they still ask it again.
Awesome. So if they ask, hey, I don't know how to track it, either one, create a better template, or two, create a follow-up reply showing people in depth with screenshots how to go ahead and use the tracking number. Or you could go ahead and just send them the direct link. So for example, 17 Track, that's like the tracking website for like AliExpress. You could send them a link that includes the tracking number. And when you send them that, all they have to do is click on it and they can see the progress.
All right, cool. Thank you.
Can I add something? Sorry. I think as I hear, the question was more like the annoying customers, because I have the same issue. I have like in 500 customers, I have 3 that are emailing me every single day with something else. I send the tracking number. They say like, well, and how is the package and how is going to come and something else every day. It looks like they want to run. And I think.
Yeah. So with those customers, all you have to do is follow the template. What you should do is create follow-up templates. So there's the reply one where you go ahead and provide them a tracking number, you reassure them, you tell them about shipping times, you explain why it's due to some holiday season. And if they follow up again, have a follow-up email. Say, here's a tracking number, here's a direct link to your tracking number with your product. Follow up again. Oh, don't worry, it's going to take 2-3 links. Follow up number 4. Yeah, we just checked your shipping. It says that it's on its way. Based on the tracking, it says it's now located. It's now dispatched away from China. Follow-up number 5. Don't worry, it's been 2-3 weeks since you shipped out your order, and don't worry, it's on the way. So that's like 5 follow-up responses that I've made up on the spot. So you literally should have like 5 follow-up responses so that you can use 2 to 5 for those really annoying customers, and all you have to do is copy and paste the answers so you don't get stressed. You don't have to come up with an answer, you just copy and paste it from the template. Does that answer your question, Daniel?
Yeah, that's totally it. Yeah, thank you.
You're welcome. Next person, Sam.
Hey, yeah. Just wondering, should we be excluding certain countries? Because like I noticed that I get a lot of traffic, but they don't really make any purchases, like Algeria, and just many of various countries. Just wondering, should there be like a list of countries that we should be excluding?
So I don't do any exclusions. When you optimize for purchase, Facebook automatically sends traffic to people who are willing to purchase, even if they're in third world countries, because Facebook is pretty smart. So I don't do any exclusions whatsoever.
Okay, all right, cool.
Awesome. Mark.
I just had a question mainly about dealing with the finances of, when you're hitting a couple of $1,000s a day, what's your main way of keeping track of your finances every single day? Because I've really been struggling. I've been going through all my Shopify statements and everything and my advertisement payments, and it sort of seems to take a lot out of my day trying to organize money, and it's confusing me a lot. So I wanted to know like what your main strategy is of organizing all your finances on a daily basis.
Got it. So 1, you want to use Autometrics. Autometrics will tell you if you're profitable or not, and that will sort of give you the peace of mind if you're not losing money. 2, you want to go ahead and use apps like DSs, where you could combine a bunch of your order fulfillments, and basically instead of doing $30 transactions, you just have one $900 transactions for all your orders. And 3, you definitely want to use the tracking finance sheet, which I provide in the business program. Basically, it helps you track all your finances. You know your weekly balance, you know your monthly balance, and it allows you to track everything. And that's in the business program. So those are the 3 tips when it comes to tracking your finances.
Yeah, okay, great. Because when I'm trying to do it manually, just through like my Shopify and Facebook ads, every time I add it all up, there seems to be like this one chunk of money missing, and I'm not sure what's happened to that. I don't know whether that's to do with like a payment processor with Stripe or something. I can't get in touch with them, but there is a large sum of money missing from my payouts. Have you ever dealt with that?
Got it. So usually people that don't do their accounting, if they don't follow the accounting module properly, they always forget something. They either forget PayPal, or they forget Stripe, or they forget certain fees. Because if you sort of add up everything, it should add up. And sometimes people double add. If you use a credit card, they sort of mix up the transaction from your bank account with the credit card statement, and everything just jumbles up. And that's why the accounting module is super important. So I think one, you just have to make sure you make things as simple as possible. Two, when you go ahead and join the business program, I'll help you organize all your accounting as well. And three, focus on just looking at order metrics, seeing if you're profitable. And if you're profitable, you're good to go. And then wait until you have expert help when it comes to just organizing all your finance.
Yeah, all right, great. Thanks, Andy.
Awesome, Mark. Next is Sean.
Awesome. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
Good, mate. Good. So, yeah, I signed up on Wednesday. So I'm new to the whole dropshipping thing. I did start watching your videos a little while ago and actually made a pretty simple store and everything, but never followed through with it. So for me, this will just be a start from scratch scenario. So the first question I had was about when you sign up to a Shopify store, the email it asks you for, do you guys just use a generic email, or do you create an email based around that store, like use a completely separate one? Or
Got it. So during the sign up phase at the very beginning, when you're just creating your own Shopify account, use your personal email.
Okay. So customers don't see that email, it's completely separate to the store.
Correctly. And when you start doing all your settings, as in the program, there will be some public email, or the emails where customers can contact you. That's where you want to go ahead and put in like storename@gmail.com to get started. And eventually you want to create a support@storename.com.
Yeah, okay, wonderful.
Awesome, Sean. Murray.
Yeah, can you hear me? Hi, everyone. I recommenced advertising yesterday. Before I recommenced, I cut my budgets down to about half just to see how it'd go. They appeared to go all right yesterday, so I pumped them up a little bit overnight. I noticed yesterday that one of my Lookalike Audiences was performing pretty well, but 25% of my site visitors were from India, and they didn't purchase anything. So I duplicated that ad set, and then I excluded India, the Middle East, and South America. And with the new ad set, I'm getting a ROAS of over 4 today. So what I might do is have a look at my other ad sets and do something similar to them as well, which will be good. When you were talking about fraud orders before, in the last week, I've had over $3,700 of fraud orders that I'd basically had to cancel and refund. So, I basically adopted the policy now for the higher risk orders, just cancel them and refund them. And then I think going forward, I'll still get a lot of orders, but I won't have the problems associated with the chargebacks.
That's awesome, Murray. Thank you so much for sharing. I think those are very good insight that everyone can take on.
I'll just follow along. Thanks, Andy. You're doing a great job. And
thanks so much, Murray, for sharing. I think, Murray's very right. You definitely want to split test, duplicate your worldwide ad sets, exclude third world countries and see how it performs. And you also not only want to see how it performs in a sort of first $200 spend basis, but you want to see what happens when it spends $10,000 on that one ad set. Because yes, by excluding and narrowing down, flexing, you might get good results in the beginning, but over a long run, the results definitely will change. So definitely split test everything. And when it comes to fraudulent orders, Murray is amazing. Yeah, you have the option just to refund everything and you're stress-free. Yes, if you're sort of someone who has, I think, more financial difficulties, you definitely want to try to save every high-risk order you can because you have the time to do so. But if you're sort of in a phase of scaling or you're just sort of growing the business, definitely something that you don't want to worry about, and just refund it and just like let that stress go.
Yeah, okay. Look, you notice I'm doing this from my bed today. That just shows you can do e-commerce from just about anywhere. So thanks, Andy.
Murray's currently recovering from a knee surgery. So like this is pretty cool that he's able to continue his business from his bed on his laptop. All right, Ahmed.
Yeah, thanks, Andy.
Hi, Andy. How are you?
I'm good, thank you.
Yeah. There's not much from me at the moment. I'm trying to start from the scratch. I'm getting everything brand new, like the domain, payment. I'm trying to set up a company, get a new account, a bank account, and start from there because, as I mentioned before, my Facebook account's been disabled for a while now. So I tried Google. I get some sales, but not enough. And I'm not trying to put more money in that because I want to follow the blueprint from your course and see how it goes.
Yes, keep it up. I think you're on the right track. Just start with everything new. It should be much easier than you think, because when I go ahead and start fresh, new Facebook account, not a new Facebook account, but I just sort of use a family member's account. 2, new credit card. That's super easy. You just go to your current bank account and ask for a new debit card, or you could go ahead and reach out to your credit card provider and ask for additional card holder. That's also another option. So that's pretty easy. And then the third one, I think that's it. You only need those 2. And if you want to be safe, you could just start a new Shopify store. So that's the whole process.
Yeah. I already started those things now, so it should be a week or so. I should be able to run up and running. The other thing is drawing me back is because of Ramadan, I'm not able to do the course. So in a week's time, it will finish. So I'll probably put more time into that.
Awesome. That's good to hear. Keep me updated, Ahmed.
Yeah, sure. Thanks, Andy.
You're welcome. Christian, welcome.
Hello.
Do you have any questions, Christian? I think we went through everyone. You recently just joined, so you just it's your question, or we'll go through everyone once over, and we could come back to you, Christian. Up to you.
Yeah, we can come back to me after.
Awesome. Ishan.
So I just had one more question. Actually, I live in India, so Shopify payments is not applicable over here. I cannot use Shopify payments. So I'm currently using Stripe. So yesterday I had talked with Sachin, who has been in this program for a while. So he said that in India especially, Stripe holds your payment for as long as 3 months. And if you don't register your store as a company, they might disable your account as well. So do you have any solution to this problem? What should I do? Should I change the payment provider, or should I continue with Stripe and follow the process which he told me?
Got it. So I highly recommend following the process that he went through, because Sachin is doing pretty well. He does a few $1,000s a day in India, and it works for him. You definitely want to follow what is currently working, and if that works for him, follow his process. Does he also deal with the 3-month hold?
Yeah, actually he deals with the 3 months hold, because I just started with dropshipping. So I haven't started running Facebook ads yet, because I had created another store before this one. This is a brand new one. And my store was blocked on Facebook without even running Facebook ads. So I had to start with Reddit ads or Doodle ads. They worked a bit for me, but they didn't support retargeting and lookalike audiences. So I had to create a brand new store and just shut that one up.
Awesome. So you have 2 options. You could either go ahead and go with Stripe, deal with the 3 months hold, just like Sachin, scale to multi few $1,000 days, and basically after 3-month period, the money from 3 months ago will start rolling in, and it'll be as if nothing has changed. Like after the 3-month period, you'll be good. The only downside to that, you need to build a 3-month buffer. Now, if that's not possible, another solution is you can search up dropshipping or Shopify payment methods in India, and then try all the different other payment gateways and literally just test each one until you find one that works. So those are the 2 solutions.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. Santiago.
Well, I have a question about making. When should we go to see and look deeper in SEO and Google Ads? Because I've got a couple of purchases from Google without even think about. Like I was looking at my analytics and I got 3 or 4 purchases in the last month. So should we go and improve the SEO? If so, when? Yeah.
Got it. So the answer to that is you should get into Google Ads and diversifying once you probably reach after $100,000. Because that's when you've mastered Facebook ads and you have the ability to diversify, and by then you should have built a team, etc. So that's sort of when I'd recommend going, and we have more details on that in the business program as well.
Got it. Perfect.
Awesome, Santiago. Stefan.
You already answered my question, so I'm just watching the rest of it.
Awesome. That's good to hear. Next is Alex. I think he left. Shelby.
Okay, so just a quick one. You recommended that we purchase the best currency converter. Do you want us to start the subscription before making sales, or stay after we make sales? Because I think the currency converter has a free plan. So which one should I choose when I want to get started?
When you first get started, start with the free plan, and then once you start making sales, upgrade to the pay plan.
Okay, cool. All right, thanks.
You're welcome. Next is Joseph.
Alrighty. Just quickly, when I run my Facebook ads and I set up my my ads inside the Facebook Business Manager, on the right-hand side it says that Facebook suggests my conversions are on 0. So there's like the chance of me getting 0 conversions is very likely. Is that normal because of the preferences that we slot in, or is that because of my ad that I've entered myself?
That's normal. Usually you get that, 1, either if you have a new pixel, or 2, you follow our strategies. You start with a $5 a day budget, and they think $5 isn't enough to get purchases. So that's completely normal. Follow the strategy step by step. Make sure the settings match, and then you could go ahead and ignore all those messages.
Perfect. And just a second question. With regards to my ads themselves, so what do you suggest for video size and my picture size? So let's just say I'm making a picture ad. I can't quite find the exact answer. It's probably somewhere in the blueprint. What pixel size do you suggest for both of those?
I think 1,000 by 1,000 would be good for both picture and video. I would even test sort of longer videos, something like maybe the height would be 1,500 and the width would be 1,000, because those would take up more real estate space as well. So definitely split test, but if you want to keep it simple, square.
Okay, done. Thank you very much.
Awesome. Next is Daniel.
So coming up from the video question, do you put like captions in your videos, or you just put music?
Both.
You do both? Okay. And another question, for like third world countries, shipping, let's say an item that sells like maybe like 2 or 3 products for a third world countries, but you reach out to your suppliers and every supplier is like, it's like $50 and up for the shipping. What do you do then? Do you just refund them, or do you, like, I know you don't exclude them, but what would you do in that place?
Got it. So if all suppliers for that one product cannot ship to that certain country, go ahead and email that customer with a response asking them, hey, sorry, but shipping was much more expensive than expected. It's going to cost an extra $25 if you want it shipped to your country. If that's okay with you, here's a payment link, or PayPal us $25 to our company PayPal and we'll ship the item to you. If not, we're more than happy to give you a full refund and give you an extra discount coupon if you want to purchase another item. And then the reason why is because sometimes another item would be able to ship to their country.
All right, cool. Thank you, Andy.
You're welcome. Next is Sam.
Yeah, so it's a bit of a mindset question. So just wondering, like, how big of a motivator was having the the affirmations, and how long did you see yourself like change and heading towards the right direction after getting used to the affirmations like every day?
30 days. it takes roughly 30 days to build a habit, and that's sort of when you start sticking to it. But when it comes to getting results from it, that's going to take months on months, and really just sticking to it every single day. That's sort of what helps me continuously grow and get better and better over time. And a lot of people skip the affirmations, and if you're doing it, you're going to have a much higher chance of success.
Okay, yeah.
Awesome. Mark?
Yeah, I just have two more questions. The first one is, have you dealt with suppliers constantly asking you for phone numbers from customers?
Got it. So the answer is no. If that's the case, you can definitely work with another supplier, or you could go ahead and go into Shopify settings and check phone number as a requirement. Or the third option is you just give them like a random phone number. So those are the three options.
Yep. Okay. And just my last question was just a rough estimate. If your total revenue for a day was, let's say, 3,000 to 4,000 Australian dollars, what would be your desired amount of ad spend for that?
Got it. So I'll sort of reverse engineer it. 20% profit margin. So if you have a 20% profit margin, that leaves 80% for cost of goods and Facebook ads. So ideally, you want to spend 40% on Facebook ads and 40% on cost of goods. Obviously, the numbers can turn. And if you're having a much higher profit margin than 20%, say you have a profit margin of 30%, then you're looking to divide the 70% between cost of goods and Facebook ads.
All right, great. All right, cool. Thank you, Andy.
You're welcome. Next is Sean.
Trying to unmute my mic again. There we go. Am I coming through all right?
Yes, I can hear you loud and clear.
Okay. I had a question in regards to Murray's issue with the fraudulent things. How do you know when you're getting fraudulent buyers? Is that something that happens through like your PayPal payment system, or like how is that getting flagged? How are you aware that you're getting fraudulent buyers?
So when you get a fraudulent order, Shopify would put a red exclamation mark on it, and when you click on that order, it will say high risk for fraud. So when it happens, it'll be pretty obvious. I think since you haven't gotten any orders, you don't have any examples of it. But what you can do is, if you want to look or see what it looks like so you can visualize it, jump straight to the order fulfillment module and go to the fraudulent order section, and you'll be able to see a bunch of cases.
Yeah. Okay, great.
Awesome. Murray.
Yeah, nothing more at the moment. Just the response to Sean's question there. The fraudulent orders, you get the high risk of fraud that I cancel straight away. The others are medium risk of fraud, and a lot of them are associated with PayPal. So you go into your PayPal account and you have a look there, and PayPal basically they endorse that the address is correct. And they also guarantee payment if you issue the tracking number. So, for those ones, go ahead with the order. When you get the tracking number, put the tracking number into your PayPal account as well, and then that'll guarantee you payment.
Awesome. Thanks for the input, Murray.
Yeah, at first it's really daunting, but then when you do a few, you get used to it, and you can go through it pretty quickly. And some of my orders, I had a wave of them from Mexico. I had about 50 from Mexico last week, and they were credit cards from the US, but delivery address was in Mexico. So I'd rather just steer clear of them. So I just cancel them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thanks for sharing, Christian.
Hey, yeah, I had two questions. So one question was in terms of creatives. So with picture ads, what do you look for when, like, what are you ticking off when you're building a picture ad? Like, what are you looking to see? Like, what are you looking to create through your picture ad to know it's going to do well, if that makes sense? Like, I know video is king, so video is going to do well, but picture ads, I think personally, like, it will be a bit hard to sell. But what do you look for when you're creating a picture ad, or when you're seeing a successful picture ad?
So for picture ads, you want it as natural as possible. So what I actually think is the best way to find picture ads is the AliExpress images. AliExpress have the best clickbaity images, and they're the king of really standing out in the middle of like a pile of like it's finding a needle in a haystack. That's how AliExpress listings succeed. So their images have to be super good, and I like to just use their images. So when I go ahead and use my product research strategy, when I just scroll down, the ones that catch my eye, and those are the products I go ahead and test, I usually most likely would test that image as well.
Oh, fair enough. That's okay. Perfect. And the second question was, on my store page, do you think it's worthwhile having just another extra page of products that I'm not testing, but I will test eventually? So if customers decide to like roam my store, they find products I'm not testing yet, and if they decide to buy that, I still have extra data on those products that I'm about to test that I haven't even tested yet, if that makes sense.
The answer is yes. You want everything to be on your homepage. I usually just have you go straight to your domain, storename.com, and you have like an infinite scroll of all your products on your homepage. So that's definitely something I do, and I'm more than happy to have all the products that I haven't tested yet be active on my Shopify store.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Awesome. Back to Sean.
So yeah, in terms of themes, the Shopify themes, I've seen that mostly all of the dropshippers use that. So I found a theme called Debutify, which is in trend right now. So do you know of any other free themes which are not as saturated as the others, and can be used by new dropshippers like me or someone else?
Yeah, so what I recently did, very recent, is if you go to the, I think 14th, near the end of week 2, I actually changed the folder into a folder with all paid themes. You guys get it completely for free for joining the program, and I think there's like 5 to 6 paid themes that you guys can use completely for free. And what you have to do is just input each one and just check them out individually and see which one you like the best.
Thank you, cheers.
Awesome. Maybe we'll go to Santiago.
Okay, I have a question about the ad creative testing, because let me check. I think I already got like 400 sales in my product. So, well, 1 second. What should I do? 380 purchases. So I tested like 3 creatives, but I think I tested them wrong. I was just testing like with different thumbnails, and I tried to organize another campaign, paying for view content, just to test the videos. But then I don't know if that's right with $5 a day. And then I just want to know, there's any strategy or easy follow-up to test new creatives and better creatives?
Yeah, so if you're at that level, Santiago, you definitely want to send me a message, because that's also in the business program where we go ahead and help you scale your product to like $5,000, $10,000, $15,000 days through testing multi-creatives. You have multi-different creatives that are winning running at the same time. And we'll go in depth on that. And you want to have each creative a brand new separate test. I think a lot of students, sometimes they just have multiple ads and they slide in new creatives. I guess if that was working, that would have solved your problem. But usually I like to create brand new campaigns for brand new creatives, and we split test everything from brand new videos to the first 3 seconds, and that's all in depth in the business program. So you definitely want to hit me up and we could get you upgraded to that next level, Santiago.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Next is Alex Shelby.
Okay, so I have a question about the daily performance tracking. I've got it printed out here, and it says that it's going to be 31 days. I just want to ask, or do I keep going even after this?
Yeah, so after the 31 days, you definitely want to print out another one, and sort of it will just allow you to track. And what you definitely want to do is label it by months, and at the bottom have an average, so that every single month you could see if you're improving, if you're testing more products, if you're getting better results, and really keep yourself accountable. So you definitely want to print out more of those. Right now, I usually just stick to the affirmation booklet, but when you first get started, that performance tracking sheet is super important.
All right, wonderful. Thank you.
Awesome. Joseph.
Alrighty. I've tested quite a number of products now, but my last few that I have tested, I'm getting a good amount of add to carts, but I'm not getting any purchases. I've played around also with the pricing, but that still hasn't changed anything. should I try and looking at different niches? Should I try looking at different products, or do you suggest anything in general? Because I'm literally not, I haven't gotten any sales in quite a number of campaigns, so I'm a bit confused in that one now.
Got it. So I think that's a two-part question. Let's go ahead and address the add to cart, no purchase. So if you went ahead and tested out your checkout, you know everything's working, you know that you can actually purchase your item and there isn't any issues, then what you want to go ahead and do is, if you're getting a lot of add to carts and not enough purchases, what that means is you're picking products that don't have a high enough demand to get people to go ahead and actually purchase the item. The item's interesting enough for them to go to the landing page. The price is a decent enough price for them to click add to cart, but when it gets to checkout, they just sort of flake and they're not willing to purchase. So there's two things you could do. One, find a better product, or two, your product doesn't have a high enough perceived value where you could let it run at a long time, because even winning products have people abandoning checkout. So for say every 10 add to carts, you might get 2 purchases. But for your product, you can't afford to let it run to 10 add to carts, because then it'll be unprofitable. So those are the two scenarios: higher perceived value and just find a better product that has higher need. Now, the second question we're asking about, you just sort of are in a sales slump. That's definitely very normal. That's when you definitely want to go ahead and go through a program from the beginning, or re-watch where you're sort of stuck at. Because one, you want to refresh your knowledge and see what you were doing at the beginning that worked, and how you sort of maybe built some extra skills or strategies that maybe actually pushed you in the other direction. And two, you can go ahead and watch all the new content, because I'm literally adding in stuff every single week. So if you go through it, you're going to be able to watch new videos and learn more.
Beautiful. No worries. I'll adopt that then. Thank you very much.
Awesome. Next is Daniel.
Yeah, Andy, I don't have any question right now, so just pass on to the next person.
Thank you. Next is Sam.
Oh yeah, same for me. Not much questions at the moment, so I'll pass on the next one.
Mark.
Last thing I wanted to touch on was really probably the first time I've heard someone, I think it was Sam, that brought up the mindset side of things. So I wanted to touch on that because throughout my experience since joining the program, mindset has been a huge role in getting to where I'm at now, because there were points like sales slumps like Joseph is having, where it becomes very unmotivating to keep going, because you just can't find anything that's getting any sales. And I was at that exact same point like 15 days ago, where I was running out of money and no one was purchasing anything, and then suddenly it just came. So imagine what would have happened if I gave up just then. I wouldn't be doing the days that I'm doing now. So just for anyone that's struggling with mindset, I just want to let that out.
Thanks so much for input, Mark. I really appreciate you sharing that. Ahmed.
Sorry, I think I was on mute. You mentioned a couple of times about business program. Is it like something new program you're starting, or?
Yeah, so for people, the program that most of the students are part of, that's the sort of 11-week program, and that's what's going to take you from zero to the point where you're like Mark and you're doing $5,000 a day. But if you want to go ahead and take it further from $5,000 a day to $10,000, $15,000 a day, that's the business program, where we go ahead and hiring VAs, building brands, Google advertising, and sort of all those other things I mentioned, testing different creatives. And that's definitely the next stage that you guys eventually want to aspire and get into. But the program that you're currently going through right now, that's going to help you make 6 figures a year with ease.
Okay. Good to know that. Thanks, Andy.
Awesome. You're welcome. Christian.
So I wanted to ask, when we're doing product research, if we find like a product that we think is like cool or interesting, but when you look on the AliExpress orders, they have like less than 100 orders, do you think that's still worth testing? Or should I just wait a little bit till it gets a bit more orders or catches a bit of a trend to start testing it?
Awesome. So I definitely love finding products with low amount of orders. because it's an untapped product. That's something that you can literally scale to, 30K days if it's low amount of orders, and that's sort of what I'd look for. I want to find a product that is not popular, not many people know about, and be the first to advertise it.
Oh, okay. So even if I find a product and I personally think it's cool, but it has like no orders, not much reviews, you still think it's worthwhile testing it?
Exactly.
Okay, perfect. Cool. Thanks.
Awesome. Ishan.
Yeah. So you told me that if I cannot spend $30 a day regularly, I should look for more organic channels like eBay and everything. Yeah, so actually, I just built a niche store based on home fitness products, and I have only about 6 to 8 products in there. So what do you recommend for me? How many products should I test out at once? At what level should I start, and how should I proceed with that?
Got it. So if you can't follow the strategy at $30 a day, the organic strategy you should be following is you should use social media such as Instagram. Probably the easiest strategy to start with is Facebook groups. If you have a home sort of furniture store or something to do with home, join a bunch of sort of design, mothers, all those sort of DIY Facebook groups, and then post your products on there. So that's just one of the many strategies that you could use for organic traffic. 2, Instagram. 3, TikTok. So those are that's like 3 different ideas for building capital when it comes to organic strategies.
Yeah, so how much time should I wait, or how long should I try doing these organic strategies, or till what amount of money means about $100, $200, $400, and after that I can move on to Facebook ads?
Correct. I think if you can sort of probably build a buffer of $300 to $400 for Facebook ads, and what you would do is you'll spend probably $100 to $150 at a time. So you spend $150. If you didn't find a winning product, go back to saving. Spend it and then save back up to $300. Spend $150, save up to $300. Spend $150, save $300. And the reason why I want you to have that buffer is because when you go ahead and spend $150, you find a winning product, you have $150 to scale that out, and then money will come back in to replenish your funds.
Got it. Thank you.
Awesome. Santiago.
Okay, I've got 2 questions. Now in my campaign I have most lookalike audiences. So I have like 3 or 4 interests running very well, and then the rest just go for a couple of days and then it dies. So should I scale by breakdown in all of them, like Instagram, Facebook, and placements in the interests, or should I just go and test more interests and more lookalikes?
Got it. So the answer is no. In the business program, the next step is to go ahead and create lookalike audiences for individual countries. And just using that strategy, we could literally have like hundreds of ad sets. So that's the next step. And if you feel like you're ready, definitely message me, Santiago, to take it to that next level if you've already exhausted all the strategies in the mentorship program.
Got it. Yeah, I have 120 ad sets, I think, so I'm going to contact you soon.
Yeah, I think you're ready, Santiago, to take it to that next step.
Yeah, perfect. Thank you.
Awesome. Stefan, Alex, Shelby.
No, I've got no question now, so I'll pass it to the next person.
Next is Joseph.
Yeah, my questions are all answered as well for the time being, so I'm just listening along for now. Thank you.
Awesome. Daniel.
So, to come back to the question of the trending one, I know in your program you said to look for something that's not saturated to promote it. Do you still promote some of the items that it's like has like a lot of orders?
So yes and no. If it has a lot of orders, but it's not through dropshipping, yes. If it has a lot of orders, I've seen a bunch of people dropship it, no.
Got it. And what if it's something that has been advertised like months ago and maybe like you didn't see the ad? Would you do it or no?
So if it's something that has gotten a lot of orders, it looks very good. I've not personally seen it advertised a lot, then I'll probably test it.
Got it. Thank you, Andy.
You're welcome. Sam.
No questions for the time being.
Mark.
I'm all done. Thanks, Andy.
Awesome. Sean.
No further questions, mate.
Murray.
Yeah, no further questions from me, Andy. Thanks.
Ahmed.
Same here. No questions. Thank you.
Christian.
Nah, I'm good for now as well.
Perfect, on the dot. I'm very happy I was able to finish and exhaust everyone's question. Hopefully you guys were able to get a lot of value from this call. The call's recorded, so after this, you could rewatch it in the group chat. Definitely working a lot to really get you guys more value, bring more things to the program, get you guys more faster replies, more sort of one-on-one help, and bring in more team members to the team to give you guys as much value as possible. But yeah, feel free to stay along in this call if you guys want to talk to each other. But yeah, hopefully I was able to provide a bunch of value, and thank you everyone for coming on this call. Peace.
Thanks, Andy.
Thank you, Andy.
Thank you.
Take care.
Thank you. Thanks.
Thank
Cheers,
you.
Andy.
As you can see, I was very, very happy with myself by the end of it. I was exhausted, but I was able to satisfy every single student. Everyone stayed on the call. Everyone had a bunch of fun. Everyone was able to answer all their questions. And by the end of it, they literally had no more questions because I was able to answer every single question. And that's what other gurus cannot do. Like, I am so invested into dropshipping and my students, and I want to be able to help them with any single questions they have whatsoever. And that's exactly why I do these coaching sessions. One, to be able to help everyone with all their questions, and two, make sure that I'm on top of my game and I know what I'm talking about and I'm able to help everyone with their daily issues. Thank you so much for watching this video. Let's announce last week's winners for $1,000 worth of courses or consulting courses with me. The winner's here. If you guys want to qualify, all you have to do is drop a comment below, follow me on Instagram, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell. I'll be picking the best comment every single video. Other than that, I hope you guys have an amazing day, and I'll be seeing you guys tomorrow with much more value. Before I forget, question of the day: what was the most important thing you learned from that weekly consulting session? Peace.